All right, well, let's get more reaction now to Mr. Motsoeneng's briefing. I'm joined by SABC spokesperson Kaiser Kganyago. Mr. Kganyago, thanks so much for your time. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we heard from Mr. Motsoeneng saying that he's not holding this briefing as part of the SABC, that he's holding it as an individual, that it is his briefing. So in what capacity was Mr. Motsoeneng speaking?
Obviously, we would not know what capacity he will be speaking on. As the SABC, all we can say is we have noted the press conference, we have been following it, and the position of the SABC around it is very simple. We know that Mr. Motsoeneng is still an employee of the organization, and we have, the board has taken a decision that they are not going to communicate with him through the media. Therefore, we are not going to be in a position to respond to the issues that he is raising. We will then deal with him as an employee of the organization directly, as we would do with any other employee of the organization.
So if he is still an employee of the organization, how much influence does he still have within the SABC?
Obviously, those are the issues that are in the public domain. As far as we are concerned, he's an employee. He is awaiting a process of a disciplinary hearing. And why we influence or not influence is a matter that is just there in the public space, and we're not sure of whether that is true or not, because as far as we are concerned, the court ruling was that he should be at home and await the disciplinary process, and the disciplinary process was awaiting the board. Okay. Now that the board is here, we will be in a position to start the processes and make all the things happen the way they were supposed to happen.
All right, let's look at the board. What's your opinion about them, and do they have a lot of work to do regarding the financial issues that the SABC is dealing with at the moment?
The board has got 6 months to be in office, and they have started, like even now when I'm speaking to you, they are in a subcommittee meeting because they've got to do a lot of work that needs to be done. But also, there are a lot of priorities. I've been hearing around people saying the priority is 90-10, and I'm saying, but there are many other priorities. We've got the financial situation that we find ourselves in, and many other. They will then get into the bottom of this and try and resolve it. It is now common knowledge that there is a committee, a multi-sectoral committee that includes the board, it includes Treasury, it includes Department of Communication, which is looking at the financial situation so that there can be a guarantee that is given by Treasury so that we can deal with some of the issues and pay some of the suppliers that we have not paid as yet.
All right, on the financial aspects, is it true that the SABC is in financial dire straits?
Definitely. We have indicated that, I think, 3 weeks ago. We issued a statement, if you remember, where we said we are in a financial crisis as we speak, and we stipulated at the time that there are many factors to it, and among other things that we indicated is that the economy is not doing very well, generally in the country. And it is not only the SABC that suffers that. We have got a lot of other print media houses that have retrenched people. We've got other broadcasting houses that have retrenched people because of that. And we are also part of that. We cannot be immune from something like that because people out there are reducing the advertising revenue, and that affects us. But also there are many other things that are at fault, and that is why during the briefing of the board to staff last week, the board indicated that they are going to go through each and every decision that were made previously, and if there are certain decisions that were wrongly made, they will reverse them. But it is a matter that needs to be given time, because at the end of the day, people mustn't try and preempt what the board is going to say on each of and every issue that is going to be out there, because if they do so, it is tantamount to them trying to influence the board into one direction or the other. At this present moment, specifically on the 90-10 principle, the board has not even talked about it. Therefore, once they've talked about it, deliberated on it, and made a decision, we'll communicate it accordingly, and then we'll take it from there.
Mr. Motsoeneng said that when he was at the SABC, there was money. Now there's no money, now that he's gone. What is he insinuating?
Like we are saying, we are not going to be responding to him on any of the issues that he has raised because of the fact that he's an employee. Obviously, as an employee sitting here, you would not want us to, when we want to talk to you, we must go to the newspaper and talk to you. There are ways that we do. Like any other employee, that process will happen, which is a human capital resources process.
What's your opinion on the 90% local content rule? Mr. Motsoeneng, very unapologetic about it in this briefing.
No, unfortunately, like I said, it was a principle that we adopted as the SABC at any given time. Therefore, the board is here. It might be one of the things that they're going to look at.
Yeah.
And when they look at it, they will then make a decision, because the decision is not made on the basis of emotions. It is made on the basis of business and how the business is responding to it. And that's why I'm saying people mustn't preempt. Therefore, my view and anybody else's view out there and preempting what might happen doesn't matter. We've got to present facts to the board, and the board will make a decision on that basis.
Is there any indication, though, that listenership, viewership has declined because of this 90% rule?
If there is, whoever has that kind of information will present it to the board. Because I don't want to sit here and say there is or there isn't.
Okay.
Therefore, because it will then put us in a very difficult position. Because all that I'm reading is people who are saying, we think that the board is going to do this. We think this is the reason why, whatever. But you cannot obviously just say it is because of that 90-10 that we are finding ourselves in this position. Also, for example, in the statement that we issued some time back, we clearly indicated that when people go out there and criticize the SABC and put the SABC into disrepute, it chases away the advertisers, because people do not want to associate themselves with an organization that has been criticized. Therefore, we were even calling on people when we were saying that to say, be careful what you say about this organization, because if you want us to strive, just talk to us if you want answers on certain things. Don't go into the public platforms and say things that you might not, you don't even have, we cannot substantiate them. And that will help us to go out there and say, we are a credible organization, we are able to give you what you want so that we can get revenue.
Mr. Kganyago, thanks so much for coming in. SABC spokesperson Kaiser Kganyago.